Thursday, August 21st edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Pretty hot day yesterday around the region, especially down into Columbia. Look at that, 97 yesterday afternoon for a high. 91 in Charlotte, 92 in Fayetteville, 90 Raleigh, Jacksonville, and Wilmington, just shy of 90 in Greensboro. And we're going to keep seeing those hotter temperatures build on in today. At the time I'm cutting this video, about 5:30 this morning, a lot of us in the low to mid 70s, some 60s up in the mountains and some 60s in the areas away from the bigger cities across the Piedmont too. Dew point temperature still up there. It's 56 in Boone, a little lower dew point there, but most everybody anywhere from the mid 60s to the mid 70s for dew points out there early this morning. So that dew point getting up, kind of bouncing between the uncomfortable and the oppressive territory on the dew point comfort scale. Now, yesterday, had some thunderstorms out there. I'll show you that in greater detail in just a moment. I'm also watching a little disturbance up here, right about here. And that could bring a little bit of a decent chance of a couple thunderstorms to some spots this afternoon. Again, I'll show you more on that in just a second as well. Now, again, the radar through the day yesterday looked like that. Certainly the greatest concentration of showers and thunderstorms off to the west of most of the Carolinas. But there was, look at the lightning with some of this activity yesterday too, in parts of Tennessee and Georgia. Really the electric thunderstorms. Now this storm that moved through Gaston County, let me loop this through one more time, that was around mid-afternoon. That caused some issues. Here's your storm report map, and you notice a lot of wind damage reports and some hail in western North Carolina, upstate South Carolina, then back to the west. But I wanted to highlight this storm that did move through Gaston County. A couple of the reports here, you had some hail with it, but you also had tree and high-tension power lines down across the roadway there in Dallas, there in Gaston County. And also you had a tree that fell on 3 vehicles there in Gastonia about 3:38 yesterday afternoon. That was a pretty intense little thunderstorm for a period of time yesterday. Now onto the current radar, and pretty quiet out there across our neck of the woods. Again, watching that disturbance upstream to see if it can hold together enough to enhance the thunderstorm chances today. Overall, the bigger story today is going to be the heat. But you'll notice here, if you look behind the word hot, you can notice there's a few of those isolated thunderstorms again going up. I do think that's a possibility, but here's your highs today. 95 in Charlotte, 99 in Columbia, 93 in Greensboro, 96 in Fayetteville. So hot day for sure. The one good thing is it's not going to be terribly muggy. Dew point's probably mid-60s this afternoon, so it can be worse, but certainly not an overly pleasant day. Tomorrow, I think just as hot, if not a little hotter. In fact, it might be around 97 tomorrow in Charlotte, 100 in Columbia and Charleston, 97 in Fayetteville. When you factor the humidity into the equation, some triple-digit heat index value is a possibility tomorrow, and maybe, depending on the timing of a front, could see some pretty hot conditions Saturday. I think these numbers on Saturday a bit overdone here. I think the parameters being a little bit overestimated here on Futurecast, but I wanted to show you that it still looks like a pretty hot day Saturday, but the heat will begin to back down. Here's the deal Saturday. That cold front begins to drop in, so we'll see better chances of some showers and thunderstorms on Saturday, especially by late afternoon and into the evening. And that front will bring in some nice weather changes. Again, still pretty hot Saturday, but look what happens behind the front. That cooler air mass settles on in, and it'll be a pretty decent amount of change in our temperatures. Look at, for instance, Monday's highs. That looks nice. So just hang on. The more comfortable weather is on the way. All right, tropical update time, and we continue to focus on this tropical wave that is approaching the Lesser Antilles. And a lot of the modeling does at least slowly develop this as it moves to the west-northwest. Now, this for a while is going to be interacting with the greater Antilles there, some of the mountainous terrain there through parts of Hispaniola especially. But I think there's a window of opportunity here once this, say, gets to around the Bahamas for some development. And it depends on what happens with the upper level pattern. Some models kind of trap this below an upper level ridge, others turn it out to sea. So we'll have to see what exactly occurs if this thing can even develop. There's been a shift in the modeling. And in fact, almost all models now avoid the Gulf of Mexico and take this off the East Coast. So we'll see. Again, this is just a tropical wave right now. These systems have had a really tough time developing this season, so it is not a foregone conclusion that this will become a system, but it is our next area to keep an eye on here as we go through the next 5 to 7 days. All right, that is it for today's edition of the video. Everybody stay cool, have a great day, and God bless.